Good morning. Another one of these videos, feedback on community maps, and today we have Disparity by Biotic, original map by 3 Clicks Philip, obviously, and then Foundation by Coidus. I think with remakes, actually, let me hop into in-game so we can actually enjoy the scenery here. I'm going blind into this map. I haven't left the T-spawn, but the thing with remakes is that you should always aim for enhancing the gameplay with remakes, unless you're like just kind of porting it or whatever. But that's porting. That's not remaking though. But yeah, with remakes, at least to me, it's kind of obvious that you should always aim to make the player experience better than the older one. And there are definitely some things in Counter-Strike that you can just, you can just you know when you make them. For example, more intuitive pathing is, I want to use the word objectively better, but just from how we understand geometry and how we understand shapes, it's usually easier to understand those dynamics. So here, for example, I'm noticing straight off the bat that you have to do a left, right, 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 and left to get from here to here. This is one of my main complaints with the with this, like, straight away, that we don't get an improvement for the awkward movement from the old version. Like, we had that pile of snow, and then you were getting caught on the walls. So to give this map a benefit of the doubt, so I don't know if this layout is going to change, but this is not. I wouldn't say that this is even like better from the old version. This is going a step back. Yeah. What is cool is there's a little nade window here, and I guess this is an angle you can boost like that. I'm noticing some mid-window stuff going on over there. Let's get to that later. But yeah, definitely, like, Disparity is one of those maps with very intricate areas when it comes to, like, all the different angles you can play from a certain position. And here as well, the player's positioning is kind of crazy. Like, you can position yourself here, go here. There's quite a lot of room back here for the terrorists to hide around, and I don't think that that's necessarily good when it comes to the middle part of the map, where you're trying to establish a rotation control that can be fought from the opposite team as well. Like CTs, when this looks cool, CTs when they're trying to rotate from A bomb site to B bomb site, then you don't want to spend that much time clearing all these corners, and then, like, oh yeah, I gotta defuse the bomb on B, and then so those sorts of dynamics, I mean, you can enhance them by making areas simpler, by making stuff more intuitive, and just focusing on a dynamic that's very apparent in the later half of the round. So if that dynamic suffers a lot, then the map only works half of the time. Second thing, in my opinion, were the headshot angles around the map and the aim map-esque style that the map was laid out in. Excuse me, guys, I have to clear my throat. At least you're not hearing that, but I just woke up, so yeah. So yeah, headshot angles, and like, there's so many, like, boxes that you can play around. I like this sort of cover. It creates a dynamic where this player is coming out. He has to be sure that he's that he's doing the right choice when peeking that position, where this guy, he can only see the head of, like, from a little bit up. Let me go third person. Here. See, he can only see just a teeny tiny bit of me. So yeah, this guy has to be super careful when he's peeking into that. A second thing I'm noticing is that, like, this window, it could be kind of a cool idea if this was, like, opened up more, so that you could actually have a fight from the ruin, like from up here, into the window. Right now it just feels like kind of tacked on, and you're fighting this side lane and this left lane, and there's quite a lot of map there. I mean, quite a lot of positions to play from. Imagine Inferno Boiler, how hard it is to play against it if someone is like inside. Of course, the terrorists want to push out from Boiler in Inferno to do a split A. But here, the CT doesn't have to push out. And then they have this window, which they can like kind of fuck around with headshot angles. Then it's kind of deep, so you can very much get like good angles. And there are, you don't even have to be in this room. You can be in the room adjacent to it, so next to it, right? I feel like that this is like adding too much to the whole experience. And then yeah, I guess this goes back to this position. This looks like a pretty obvious edit to do, but what seems to me kind of obvious thing to do as well is to simplify the mid by removing a couple of the walls and making these fights actually fun and fair instead of infuriating. Yeah, and also removing quite a lot of the cover. There's another connector down here. My main issue with Sparity was that it was structurally broken. What I mean by that is that it had positions, too many connections from T side into mid and out to T side mid. So that resulted in gameplay where it was very deathmatchy. So like one terrorist here, and you were trying to establish some sort of a mid control as a CT. You were just like aiming down like that, so that it could be a player there, back there, T-spawn back there, and someone coming like from flank. So you cannot establish mid control without someone like rushing ruins and then getting an angle like this. And to be fair, that angle is not very fun to fight against. So it's like bad design from how many positions there are, but like danger positions. Then the counter to it is like very annoying to counter from the other side now. So it's like tacked on bad design on bad design. And that's what Sparity, like, it's very much a product of its time. Like, it's from 2014. And we definitely, I left a message yesterday. We're talking about this topic. So like Counter-Strike Global Offensive's competitive scene was coming from CS Source. And if we remember some of the maps coming from CS Source, like Ruska, we had CPL Mill, we had CPL Fire, which was hella complicated. Contra, which is in a ballpark of its own. many of these maps were not designed with the finesse that we have nowadays. Like nowadays we just like work with the absolute simplest map layout. Like here's your competitive map layout right now. A, B, CT spawn, T spawn, mid, B long, A long, and then connect these. Right? So Sparity had, if you don't come from competitive map design background, or if you don't like super hone into that, then this like grid pattern is not necessarily a strict thing to follow, because it has been proven to be like the least amount of depth to have an enjoyable tactical gameplay. And then you can just like, if you don't, see this for what it is, then you might just like add a connector over there and like make this dynamic like weird and like make that there and like give terrorists like a lot of power in this area while giving CTs like over here. Like it's you have to know the rules before you can break them. And here definitely like it's easy to know the rules nowadays because we have so much data. And back then it was definitely up to like everyone to experiment. And there was no incentive to necessarily look at the data and be like, hey, what's the winning formula here? Since the earlier maps from CS Source were not up to that formula, and definitely like we had maps like Inferno and Nuke, which have the same formula, but they use a very different mixture of stuff. Yeah, so it's hard with a very wide range of different kinds of maps. It's hard to find the silver lining or the red thread within the commonalities between those. Let's get to some of the graves still. I like this bomb site design now more. Actually, it is the same layout. Yeah, it's actually very much the same layout. I honestly don't have any criticisms for this. Maybe, actually I do. You might get stuck here, but this stuckiness is actually kind of nice when you're encountering the short. There's quite a lot to play over here. Maybe turning down the walls already in the gray box would make it easier to use grenades. And then maybe making like some sort of like complicating this area a little bit more so that CT retaking is like nicer. I don't think that the entrance over here is that much fun to do, since you're coming from such an extreme height variation that you have to, like, if you want to be discreet and slow and like take things the safe way, you have to be super meticulous, and then you just like kind of end up at the same position as the connector. So what's the point of connector? So I think there should be, going back to the old version with the squeaky door over here, would not only give this position way more oomph, kick, you know? You could have this like this old, like, remember the Sivo criticism video? Like there was that like scaffolding thing, and there was a position here which I think is vital for any terrorist to like push under and then play from here. So yeah, you can make that boostable, even like have a funny gay spot over there that you could wallbang through the wall. And then the door being there. I think it's super unique to have a single bomb site entrance that's a squeaky door that you have to push through. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that in any other map having that. I mean, Nuke does have, but it does have hut then on A site, and B site, you know, you have decon, squeaky door, and double door. Okay, CT spawn, we have this like double cool arched wall. I don't know if that comes... How obvious is this? I would remove this in favor of the old version having like what Philip did with the indented stair. You know, just push these stairs forward so that they cut in from here and raise this walkway so that you can be covered in the most natural of ways. It was kind of cool that to have that like Dust 2 design where you have to like pass mid but still have cover like in these parts. So yeah, you could close this wall a little bit more so that this angle wouldn't be as harsh. Also, maybe you should just remove this cover, and on this side maybe this cover. It's just too covered. There's too much stuff to worry about. Too many power dynamics when it comes to positioning. This looks cool. I like this already from the get-go. You don't get stuck as a CT. You have a split here. You can headshot angle this, so for retaking that's very nice. This is powerful to retake from, and I like that already. That's not a deep corner. This cover here in the backside, I like this design. Upper. Okay, this comes from upper now, and I like it already, this designing. This looks hell awesome. Market. That's a prop. Yeah, this looks awesome. I wish for the whole map to get this treatment. I think this is an awesome set piece. The complexity of geometry here, though, the sight line. I wish we could have. Actually, we do have. No, it's a box. Some elements from the older map that were definitely like I was super appreciative of was the wall. I think it was nice. Just the chance to wallbang that. And yeah, now there's an angle over there, so you cannot peek this as a CT. Peeking that, and then someone peeking you from there, or peeking this, and then someone's peeking you from that headshot angle. They can get past you anyway. So what's the point of peeking this as a CT? I don't really see it. Yeah, this is just awesome. Anyway, let's not get stuck on the cherry on the top. Back T entrance. I like this. This is very, very grand, very Counter-Strike-esque. Like it. Deep corner over here. Deep corner over there. And then you just like exposed to the bomb site. So it's a very simple bomb site design, and I like that we have a focal point this time around. We didn't have a focal point on the bomb site in the last, well, in the 2014, 2015 original version at all. So it was just like kind of first people struggled to find the bomb planting zone, and then when Philip added the bomb site lines, it was still kind of like out in the back. So it like this always helps. Yeah, I wouldn't call this an improvement, like this sort of thing. Like the old version had its quirks, but it was at least simpler. So if there's a way to make stuff more intuitive, simpler usually equals to intuitive, unless it's like this kind of like you could call this simple, like it's but then again it's not unintuitive. Or spawning like this in a room where the entrance is like behind you, and there's an indent over here. It's simple, but it's not. It's very unintuitive, as you have to like turn around. You know, stuff like that you have to think about. And then for terrorist cover, I think this back area is like super huge. And I think the scaling on this market ceiling thing might be a little bit too big as well. I think some level of fancy schmanciness has been done in favor of actually making improvements. And here there's like just no gameplay. It's very empty. So maybe making this the choke point so that CTs can actually push into here, and you can have fighting over here, like with the table in the middle. That could be just like one of the things to change. But I don't think if you're doing a retake, I don't know if you wanna go through that many changes. But yeah, I think Sparity was it's a product of its time. It had its quirks. It was a cool map. I've played it in a competitive setting. It was fun, but it was missing a lot of the standardized practices from nowadays Counter-Strike map making. Yeah, but this remake, it's interesting. I wouldn't call it an improvement. Generally, I would call it alternate universe. Let's get back to 2014. And yeah, it's unintuitive. Let's put it like that. All right, second map. We have Foundation by Coitus. I'm gonna drink some coffee. Foundation. It's a construction site map. Let's kick the butts. Already like what I see. The rebar net underneath. The ropes that the T's came down on. I like that. We already have... Is this playable space? This is playable space. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. A crane. 2 cranes. The scale is awesome. It's vertigo, but on the ground level. See the cab. This is terrifyingly closely parked. You're not gonna get out. So this is a garage, right? Yeah, okay. Split here. It's gonna be a split A. A bomb site over here. And then we have the basis of a building. It's gonna be... I don't know if the grass is like intentionally put there, or if it's gonna be something else. Something like wet cement or something. And then we have a long. So yeah, this looks like it's using Inferno's kind of a Inferno-esque layout here with long and short, making it simpler, which I always like. Don't get me wrong, I like complex stuff only when it's intuitive. Otherwise, my brain cannot handle it. There is a super simple stuff, and then city spawn is over here. We have one donut for retaking. I'm gonna say straight right now, I think the scale of the map might be a little bit too large in the spawn sections of the map. So there's this like dilemma whenever you start making your map. If you start from the middle, if you're not super careful, you're going to end up with a bloated map. If you start from city spawn and don't take care of the rotations, everything else in the map is going to be crazy, and the T rotations are going to be always, excuse me, jeez, pretty much always faster, longer than CT rotations. Just how you have to make the map. Like look at this. CT spawn is over here, bomb site A, bomb site B. Rather A, B. Just looking at the radar, T's have to travel a longer way around, and that's just how Counter-Strike works. As a T, you're supposed to take these areas in the middle, or intermediate areas, to make those rotations shorter, so you can get an edge over the defending team, and you can fake out bomb site takes. That's half of the game. That's not a criticism towards this map. That was just something that came to mind. This is an elevator shaft, I presume. I like that this is open, closed, open. So this is kind of only reserved for utility, right? This is mid. CTs can peek over there, and I like this. This is really cool. CTs get an angle like this over here. I love this. This is super simple, elegant. Uses strength of angles and how to peek around angles. There's an angle here, and back there is a back wall. There's an angle over there. So if you wanna hold a passive angle past the terrorist, like pushing into like this side, right? Then you have to be holding close like this, but still be mindful of someone like white swinging back there. If you want to hold this angle, now you have to be weary of someone like peeking you from the left side. I mean, sorry, from the right corner. So you cannot hold these at the same time necessarily, unless you're a really good flick. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, this is just a short. If you want to fake B and take A, you can do that quite easily. Imagine this is like on Mirage, like short ladder room to window to jungle to A. That's that exactly. And then you can actually take it doubly so by getting someone up in the ladder, taking from here and taking from the back and fighting CT over here. So you can cut off the CT rotation quite well. I'm not gonna say easily, as I don't know, but if you can, like, if you manage to get two T's here, you can cut off the rotation. What are the connections to mid from A side? Okay, so there's a pretty huge loop over here. Just the amount of time that it takes to do this might be the thing that makes A side a little bit unplayable. Maybe. You should shift this whole garage over here and then tweak the angles so that you actually come out from here. Or make the exit of the garage like over here so that you don't have to do that long of a run around this like negative space over here. B side, okay. This is gonna be an elevator shaft over here. Probably again. Oh, I like what I'm seeing. Look at this angle. Past. You're going from one area through another to the same area to one corridor through this area behind an angle. I love this. Even though this might be very busy, I love that. That's very cool. Then we have CT back B container. Oh yeah, that's the B main. Right. So yeah, we're running past the stuff over here. Follow the crane. And you shall end up at the bomb site. Oh, this is so cool. It's very simple. This is a perfect example of a super simple map. And it's a construction theme. It's going hard on the construction, you know. It's inoffensive. Is it kind of mundane? It doesn't have to be. Nice pipe. I like this. I like this a lot. Yeah, look at that. Oh, the source box actually got in. Simple bomb site. Headshot angle along the box. This could be a little bit larger, so that you could actually be covered from main. Maybe this way. And maybe give the T's like a lot more space to plant. That could be kind of fun. Like getting a plant over here, getting a plant in the corner, getting stuck, getting a plant in this side. Here. Maybe inside of this. I don't know. It could be fun. Yeah, just stuff like that. I think this is a very simple map that must be fun to play if it was a little bit smaller. Looks to be like a good size for generally Counter-Strike map, but I think we need more smaller, fast-paced maps after years and years of having large maps with meticulous rotations and whatnot. Maybe we should as a community go back to, or have a change of heart where crazy, super tight, small maps have a place. Oh, this actually connects back here. So you can be coming from under here. With theme of community, like, sorry, what the fuck? With the theme of construction in mind, like you can get away with everything. Wait, what is this? Hold on. Where am I? What is this liminal space? What in the name of? This, what the hell? There's a car here? Oh, okay. So, Koidus just laid out like a part of the map. Yeah, there's supposed to be a door here, right? An underground. Instead of like blocking this off or removing completely, he just like made a copy of it up here. Right. Oh, that's so cool. Very dark. Look at this. Dark Link is gonna spawn somewhere. Glowing red eyes. Awesome. Yeah, that's about it. Foundation by Koidus and Sparity from oh my god, Biotic. Original map by 3clicks. That's been that shorter video this time around. Yeah, we went really hard on the layout side of things, just like intuitiveness, I guess, in mind. Last time, remember, we had the focus on composure. I guess that's the word. And how to like structure your areas. I didn't go that hard there, but I hope this will be helpful at least. All right. Take care. See you later. Ta-ta. Stay safe. Bye-bye.